that first call on Turner where they called him out, that was a terrible call.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody in the stadium knew he was safe. And if you don't have instant replay, he doesn't score.
Yeah.
And they don't take the 1-0 lead. Thank God for instant replay.
I'm sure we'll get
He was involved in two
I hate
controversial
the
plays.
antiquated rule of the interference. It's just terrible. Just scrap that stupid rule. If the guy runs a little bit out of the base path, who cares?
Well,
As
they're
long as
taught to do that. He did exactly what he was taught to do.
Yeah.
And then the pitcher might have done the same thing, too, throwing at
by
the
the time
Smart
that he
said.
got,
That's what Smalt
by
said.
the time he got to first base, he was well within the path.
Yeah, that's just one of those really.
Tag it right in the middle of the base.
That was one of those things, though, where, again, I stayed up and I watched all these post-game pressers, and on ESPN it was Kirchin and Mark Teixeira, and they basically said, by the rule, the call was correct.
Mhm.
But Teixeira, who was the first baseman, said this would happen to me about 6 times a year. Out of 162 games, said it happened about 6 times. He's like, about 3 of the times, they would call it just like they did last night. The other 3 times, they would just let it go.
They should
so
let
it was
it go.
kind of subject.
The effing World Series.
He compared it to
You gotta let that
he compared
go.
it to a pass interference call, a judgment call.
Now, luckily, Rendon hit the bomb.
But
But
still
can you
cost
imagine?
him a run. It should have been an extra.
True.
Yeah.
Can you imagine, though, if it came down to, if the Astros come back and win by 1?
Oh, yeah.
How
Then
big that would have
you
been.
got Smoltz on the broadcast saying, well, this doesn't hurt the Nats at all. Yes, it does.
Cost
There
us
should
a
have been
run.
another man on base
Well,
when that
luckily.
ball went out of the yard.
By the way, and I think the World Series kind of needed this because you've had really 4 straight blowouts. So the Washington Nats have outscored the Astros in Houston 24-8. Houston outscored the Nats 19-3 here.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it was kind of a blowout in 7-2, although you had the controversy in the 7th, and then you had the whole home run trot thing, too, a mini controversy. But now you have a Game 7. Now you have a big
now you're finally going to
storyline.
get ratings.
Yes.
the TV ratings will come around for a Game 7.
Is that park known to give up a ton of homers? Because I just feel like our guys just get
softball.
I feel like our guys love that park.
I mean, think about it. Don't you think Rendon's was kind of a pop-up in any other park?
Maybe. I can't even remember exactly
Not
where
really.
it went.
He hit it fairly well.
I know
like to
Soto's
know.
wasn't.
No, Soto's wasn't.
Soto's
No,
was not.
Soto turned on
That I
Bregman's
know.
wasn't either.
Yeah.
No,
No.
Bregman's
Bregman
wasn't.
Yeah,
murdered
All
his-
right, real quick,
pummeled
this is
it.
what Joe Torre said after the game about the Turner interference call.
Joe, can you just kind of walk through the ruling and what the rule actually does say on the runner's lane interference, how it reads on the runner's
brought it with me. Yes, the ruling was that Trey Turner interfered basically not basically, he interfered with the first baseman trying to make a play. In fact, I think Gurriel's glove even came off at that point in time. He did run, to the fair side of those 45-foot line, but really the violation was when he kept Gurriel from being able to catch the ball at first base. It's a judgment call on the umpire. Sam Holbrook made the call. It's the right call. Because then you watch, Davey Martinez, and, I can relate to that. When you wear a uniform, you see, you know what you want to have happen, basically. And, when you're passionate about it, that's what happens. And he was arguing, saying, that the way he saw it, and then he was told by the crew chief, Gary Cederstrom, that because he wanted to protest, and he says you can't protest a judgment call.
Brevity? Does Joe Torre know that word?
So,
You
Wow.
saw
So
how
that was
Trey Turner was
kind of
fired
a
up.
big
He
play.
kept saying,
He said,
"Ask
"Joe's
Joe."
right there, yeah.
Why is he hiding? Trey was bitter. He kept saying, "Why is he hiding?"
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
right there,
Sitting right there.
He won't even look up.
that's just one of those plays where, based on the rule, I mean, again, it's a judgment call. Based on the rule, I don't want to say it's the right call. I think that call should be made if it's intentional.
I think it's
like what
incidental
A-Rod did.
contact.
A-Rod did it in 04
Yeah.
against Doug McCavich in the ALCS.
If it's blatant,
All right,
yes, of course
he
you make that
slapped
call.
the ball out of the glove.
Yeah. Sure, make the call then.
But what else is Trey supposed to do?
He's running
He
through the
did
bag.
exactly what he's taught to do.
There's nothing
Right.
else he could do.
I just think that's a bad spot in Game 6, an elimination spot for the Nats to make that call.